In 2017, in early 2017, I had such an interesting moment. I was still drinking, and suddenly, after a night of drinking, I woke up in the morning and I just broke down crying. It was the most bizarre thing. Nothing happened. There was nothing eventful that happened. I broke down crying, and I said to someone close to me, I have this feeling, and it was the first time that I had said that God wanted me to do something, that God wants me to quit drinking. Just like that. I just quit drinking because I broke down crying in a room and had a sense that God wanted me not to poison my body anymore, that he wanted to be able to open the universe up to me in a way that it had never been opened up to me. I quit drinking, and I uploaded my first YouTube video, which was called Mom, Dad, I'm a Conservative. What happened next, I could have never predicted. My third video got 26 million views worldwide. It was me attacking the narrative that CNN was trying to sell to me after, which I'm sure you guys remember here in Virginia, the Charlottesville debacle. CNN, when I went home, was trying to sell to me as a Black American that the KKK was alive and well. That a real fear that I have to have walking down the street is that a guy on horseback in a white hood is gonna come because we didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. And I said, this is ridiculous. Honestly, we've had enough of this narrative. It's time for someone to be a voice in the Black community. And I just started ranting. I always call it, what I did for 4.5 minutes was a Kanye rant. I challenged Americans to believe their experiences versus what they see coming out of their TV screens. Because what I see is that I grew up in a country that is not racist. I grew up in a country that is diverse. I grew up in a country that has given opportunities to so many people, including myself, to be able to start from humble beginnings and to use my voice and to be able to share it. And tell me, in what other country in the world do people have those sorts of opportunities that they could flip open a laptop, Kanye rant for 4 minutes, and reach 26 million homes? I attack a lot of narratives on TV. I'm sure for those of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you see that I am going after, I go for the jugular a lot about tons of things. I speak out against feminism because it's not feminism. What's happening today is a radical form of a woman's movement. The idea that we don't need men, that men are always and constantly, once again, the oppressed versus the oppressor. I have news for people that do identify themselves as feminists. Men are not dropped off by the stork. They are born. We are the people that have to carry men for 9 months. They are our little boys, they are our sons, they are our husbands. The idea that somebody can live a life in the way that Brett Kavanaugh has lived his life, and to have what has happened to him over these last couple of weeks happen to him should terrify everyone. This country needs due process, but beyond that, this country needs women to find their voices and to fight for our men, because what is happening right now is a cultural war on men. Quite controversially, I also speak out against Planned Parenthood, and I know in school I learned that choice was good. The word choice is good. The left is incredibly good at linguistics. Planned Parenthood. That sounds nice. I want to plan my parenthood. But in reality, they're murdering babies. Choice. Choice is good. I want choices. But in reality, one of those choices is to murder. When I looked into Planned Parenthood and the history of eugenics and the fact that it was founded by a woman who quite literally said that Black people need to be exterminated like weeds. When I looked into the numbers and I understood that 900 Black babies are aborted every single day, and yet CNN wants me to pay attention and be upset and enraged and to boycott and to protest for the 16 unarmed black men that are shot and killed by police per year. No voice for the 18 million black babies that have been ripped from the wombs of their parents since 1973. That's acceptable. They've branded that as okay murder. That is the focus that I try to deliver to the black community, to understand that our population growth has stagnated. And it is due to the fact that we are being taught to murder our children. That has labeled me as somebody that's controversial. She doesn't believe in Planned Parenthood. I'll tell you what else I don't believe in. I don't believe in the welfare system. You know, I make strong statements and I say that I don't believe in the welfare system because look at what it has earned people that have gone onto the welfare system. Absolutely nothing. Since LBJ put in place the Great Society Act, which he referred to as the N-word bill, it has completely decimated our communities. A question that I always ask myself, and I've had this conversation with my partner Charlie Kirk, is why is it that the left mocks God? It's a weird thing. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you can make fun of, but it's very weird when you start making fun of Jesus Christ and that becomes normal. When Joy Behar is just openly mocking Christians on The View, when they're openly mocking the fact that our Vice President Mike Pence has respect for his wife and believes in Jesus Christ. Why would they do that? The welfare system is an interesting study as to why. My belief is that the left wants to grow government. It wants government in many ways to replace God in people's lives. It wants people to turn to government for solutions, for every solution. Someone had told me that, hey, Candace, you know, the argument for pro-choice is that Planned Parenthood also does a lot of really great things, and I'm sure that's true. You know, they supply birth control pills, and they conduct mammograms, and women can go there for other health concerns. And I say that's really great, but they're also murdering people. There's no justification for murdering people. How do we get to a point in society where people understand the value of a human life? If we don't have people boldly and courageously standing up and speaking out against these systems, which are meant to make us place so much faith in the government, so much faith that the government can fix all of our issues, so much faith that the government understands how many human lives are worth being born. How do we reverse that? Every single person in here, I believe, has had a series of experiences that are prompting them to do something great in this world. At the moment that you believe in yourself, at the moment that you get back to your center, that you align yourself with the universe, with God, the universe will open itself up to you. It certainly did for me. Maybe not every person is going to do what I did. Maybe not every person is going to quit their job and decide they're going to make YouTube videos. But make no mistake, there is a cultural war happening, and every single one of you can do something and participate in it in some regard. My focus, obviously, has been on presenting a new perspective to the Black community. I think we are in desperate need of new voices in the Black community. We are in desperate need of somebody that will stand on a platform and say, hey, it's actually not cool to be a victim. There's no value in being a victim. You win no awards for being a victim, unless you're Colin Kaepernick. I think he made a pretty sweet deal off of being a victim, so credit to him where credit is due. But the message that he is selling to people, of course, is not going to get them anywhere. At the moment that you believe that you can't, you won't. At the moment that you believe that you can, you will. Why is that controversial? Why wouldn't the left want to tell the truth about me? That I stand on a stage and I tell people all across the country that I believe in them. That's what I'm saying. Every time I stand on a stage in a room, at a university, at a college, I say, hey guys, I believe you. I believe in you. You can do it without government handouts. You can do it based off of good ideas. You can do it based off of hard work. You can do it with Jesus Christ. Of course, if every single person in the world thought that, if every single person in the world woke up with confidence and said, I can do it and I can contribute, and my life, my birth has meant something, it means something to this world, and I'm going to contribute something, you would see, naturally, that government would shrink. That when people were faced with problems, they wouldn't run to an arbitrary welfare system. They would turn to God, they would turn to their communities, and they would nurse themselves back to health. That's what you would see. And that is why I believe in my heart that I have been considered a threat to the left and to the establishment. Kanye West, man, he's a wonderful man. It's so great to look back at everything now and to remember his song, Jesus Walks. How many of you guys know that song? And he made that song, he made that hip-hop song, Jesus Walks, because people told him that he couldn't talk about Jesus and he couldn't make Jesus cool. So he made it a #1 album. He made it a #1 track, talking about Jesus and feeling that Jesus was walking with him in what he was doing. The gift of Kanye West isn't because he is one of the biggest stars in the world. The gift of Kanye West and that simple 7-word tweet that broke the internet, I love the way Candace Owens thinks, is that he opened people's hearts and people's minds to a different perspective. The gift of Kanye West putting on the MAGA hat was that it completely destroyed the narrative. I love Donald Trump. First and foremost, he's pointedly hilarious. I actually genuinely feel bad that there are people that are not enjoying Donald Trump in office. I don't understand how they don't understand how hilarious President Donald Trump is. Aside from that, he's an unbelievably strong leader. To stand in the face of the entire United Nations assembly yesterday and to say that America will be governed by Americans and not by globalists. What is it that President Donald Trump, Kanye West, and Candace Owens have in common that we have grown so fond of each other? I think Kanye West describes it as dragon energy. And to me, I think it's individualism. It's believing in yourself. It's standing up in the face of everybody telling you you can't. You're not allowed to think that. You're a black man. You can't think that. You're not allowed to think that. You're not a woman. You have to think this because you're a woman. It's standing up in the face of all of that and saying, no, I am my own person. I am governed by what I believe to be truth. And I can live up to any expectation that I set for myself. I think that is an energy, that is a love, and that is a passion that I hope that I work every day to share with the world. Thank you guys so much for having me.